Hello, welcome to JIBRIN Angle on Weleke TV. My name is JIBRIN, and this is my angle. Thank you once again for joining us today on this special episode of JIBRIN Angle. We have Barrister Austin Manta, as always, who is a very, very senior legal practitioner of over 4 decades and a very, very senior public affairs analyst. Barrister, thank you once again for joining us today.
Thank you for always having me.
Okay, let's hit it. Let's go. So we have several topics to talk about today. Let's start from the global angle. Let me play this video, and then we'll come back to discuss the subject matter.
Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands and thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern. That's a legal definition. When the Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide. What horrible numbers. Something has to be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and the House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and to report back to me. And I mean, like, immediately. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. It's not only Nigeria, it's all over. We stand ready, willing, and able to save our great Christian population around the world. This is not going to happen. The killing of Christians is not going to happen. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. We're going to do things to Nigeria that Nigeria is not going to be happy about, and may very well go into that now disgraced country, guns are blazing, to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible, horrible atrocities. I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. These are cherished people. These are great people. Leave them alone. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast before it's too late. If they don't, there's going to be hell to pay.
Wow. Barrister, wow. When I watched that, I honestly, I've watched so many Donald Trump's press release. He's never been this passionate. He's never been this angry. He's never been. I've never seen him. For him to, even at the end of the day, leave them alone. That connotes to me, psychologically, that connotes to me really, really in-depth seriousness about it. Barrister, what's your take on this press release? Well, how do you view President Trump's press release? Do you take him seriously? Do you think it's about the old U.S. way of doing things, that they don't intervene in anything without having interest in something, having interest in getting something in return? You think it is a one-way this time around on this issue of genocide intervention? It's a one-way street. There's no take here. They want to just give without taking.
Thank you very much for this topic. When I heard the statement from President Trump, I was like, well, at last, the international community has taken appropriate notice of what is happening in Nigeria. And there was appropriate seriousness in his voice, and the appropriate urgency was conveyed by him in his voice. And I believe our president and our leaders have taken note. There is seriousness here. It is not just an ordinary threat, but there is seriousness in the president's speech and release. My thinking, when you come back home and you hear the way people are talking. It baffles me the way some people are responding to President Trump's speech back home in Nigeria. For God's sake, for the past 10 years or more than a decade, the terrorists, Islamic terrorists, have run riot in Nigeria. The government has been unable to rein them in, or unwilling, let me put it that way, unwilling to rein them in. In the 8 years of Buhari, we believe he enabled them rather than fight them. Now, we thought that if a Southerner came in, he would take decisive action to put these things behind us. But we are not seeing that decisive action in President Tinubu. So as far as we are concerned within Nigeria, we are helpless. If our government and our armed forces are not able to do this, people are helpless. There is a feeling of helplessness within Nigeria. These terrorists, they are kingpin, they give tape, they record their killings, they record, they taunt the army, they taunt the government, they taunt the communities, and they taunt the people. The villagers know where their headquarters, their camps are. The army and the security agencies also know. And we have asked the question, Nigerians have asked the question repeatedly, why are these people not being taken down? Nobody has ever answered. But we know from intelligence sources that there's lack of will by the government to deal decisively with this issue. For the simple fact that some of their financial, some of their supporters are at the highest levels of government, intelligence, and security levels. So when President Trump came up with this, I would have expected the whole country to embrace him and say, okay, we are not able to deal with these people, help us to deal with them, take them out. But if you hear what some of these people are talking now, as if President Trump says he's coming to attack Nigeria. He didn't say he's coming to attack Nigeria. He says coming to take out the Islamic terrorists. Now, anybody opposing that should be classified as a supporter and financier of the terrorists. He is not coming to attack the generation of Nigerians. He's coming to do what we and our armed forces are not able to do, and which has led to horrific deaths. If you see the tapes, if you see the recordings, the deaths that go on, the manner they are done, you will weep. Nobody can see these tapes and remain the same. When you see what these people do, whole villages massacred, children, women, pregnant, old, livestock. So, for me in particular, I welcome the statement. I even want more urgency from the United States. If we leave the whole thing to our government, believe me, this issue will not go away. It can only increase and protract. So those people within the country, is like we normally say, when the wind has blown, then we see the nyash of the fowl. Those who are opposing Trump now are the people who are upholding and supporting the insurgency, supporting these terrorists, and they should be questioned, because the Americas is not coming to attack Nigeria. It's coming to take out the terrorists that we ourselves are unable to take up. So now, I see nothing wrong in that. Now, let nobody come and tell me about territorial integrity and sovereignty of Nigeria. Yeah. That is hogwash. That is rubbish. We are not able to maintain our territorial integrity. Yeah. We are not able to prevent our sovereignty from being attacked by these terrorists.
Invaded.
So what are you talking about? What is anybody talking about?
Yeah.
They should, if we cannot do it, we should be calm and humble enough to ask for support from people who have the strength to do it. Our friends abroad who can do it. That is the way I look at these things.
Yeah, you are, Barrister. Honestly, you are really right on point, 100% on point. I think I agree with you in totality. Now, there's this general most of the critics now, like the critics you mentioned, most of the critics, their excuse is that US cannot. We you and I had this opinion too, a sort of this where issue of US does not do anything, does not spend money, resources, and anything in a country for nothing. They always want to have something. Now, but I have a caveat to that. Now, I have always been an ardent critic of the US government. But since the advent of Donald Trump, I've always Donald Trump. I don't know if you have the same view with me on this. Donald Trump has he stands out from from his predecessors. He really stands out. He's such a person. He's a man that is very unusual. I've not seen a president that is so empathetic, a president that is so sensitive to the common man, to the needs of the common man. A president that feels so irritated and appalled by the killings of people, regardless of race, religion, or creed, or whatever. The man is so emphatic on stopping the killings all over the world. This is someone, no president ever laid emphasis on all these things. Most presidents don't just come, they don't care the killing, they are just after their selfish interest. But Donald Trump is such a person that intervenes and interferes in issues that has had to do with killing of humans. A sort of the man does not like that. That is one. Secondly, this issue of US is coming. They are coming to do what they did in other country. They did it in Afghanistan. They did it in Libya. They did the same thing in which other Arab country? I think about 3 different countries or whatever. Afghanistan, Libya, and Iraq. A sort of. So that how did they end there or whatever? For God's sake, again, separate Donald Trump. Yes, it is US. Yes, there's no doubt it's an entity and there is a continuity or whatever. But honestly, if you follow Donald Trump, is someone that is really acting completely differently from his predecessors. His predecessors are the real core establishment. His predecessors are the real drivers of evil, global evil in the world. His predecessors were sponsors of terrorism all over the world, including Nigeria, through USAID, the same agency that have sponsored evil all over the world is the same agency that Donald Trump has come in now to close down. He already shut down the agency. So people have failed to really actually distinguish between Donald Trump and the US. Yes, he is the US president, but his intentions, his mindset is completely in conflict with his predecessors. It does not, his mentality does not align with that issue of US must always have interest. Wherever they go, they must always, yes, he's a businessman. He believes US should have interest in whatever, but he is not that kind of a person who intervenes, especially when it has to do with human lives. Not all the time. Donald Trump is not all that kind of a person who wants to get something from you before he can do something for you. He's not that kind of a person. So in the case of Nigeria, he wants to do just like he has done, but he is not an interventionist. We all know Donald Trump. That is why we conservatives really love him with passion. A sort of, he is not an interventionist. That is nonsense. The establishment, that is what they did. That and all other parts of the world, that's what they have been doing. They like intervening. They like perpetual war because they make money out of this war. They make a lot of resources. They generate so much resources for their own personal and selfish goals. But Donald Trump is not about that. Donald Trump is not being the president to make money. In fact, he is losing money as a president. He lost money. It's on record. When he was for his first term, everybody, it was on record. It came out the Forbes, that is an establishment organization. Everybody knows Forbes is a liberal organization. They still came out to actually tell us how much Donald Trump lost in his presidency. He lost almost $500 million in wealth after, and in the history of the US, he is the only president that became poorer, or rather that lost money, that lost resources. The only president so far that lost resources after his presidency. Other presidents became rich after their presidency. All other US presidents, except Donald Trump. Yet these people have refused to really embrace this kind of man. How good can someone be? How much good can someone be for you to really be convinced that this man is really is genuine, a sort of. So back to Nigeria's issue. Honestly, I see really, look, when I watched that press release, I saw that seriousness. And when you hear people saying, why is it now? Something obviously is beneath it's always playing behind the closed door. Why is it now? This has been happening since. Why are they intervening now? Now, let me tell you one thing. Donald Trump, look, presidency if you are a president, does not make you to know everything happening. In fact, it even shields you from so many things. So you only get to know because you are too busy. You only get to know when your aides and people bring it to your notice. So other presidents, Nigerians have been bringing it to their notice. Lobbyists from Nigeria have been bringing all this genocide to their notice. But because they are evil-minded, especially Barack Obama and Joe Biden, LDCs got worse during Barack Obama. Because they are evil-minded and they are the ones sponsoring it, they put up a blind eyes and deaf ears to all these things. Now, in the Trump case, because Trump has become president, we have all these conservative evangelical Christians who are also influential. They are the ones that have been pushing this. There have been investigations over the years. All these proof have been gathered over the years, but the previous president refused to act on it. In fact, Joe Biden was the one who lifted. Donald Trump put this CPC, country of particular concern, on Nigeria. It was Donald Trump that did it in the first term. Joe Biden came and took it off from it. So because it is their plan, they are the ones sponsoring this. They are benefiting from all these things. Now, in this case, all these powerful evangelicals, they teamed up and made sure Donald Trump one thing about Donald Trump. If you see Donald Trump talking about something, he has seen proofs. He's that kind of person. When you bring proof, when you prove to him that what you are saying is the right thing, or your suggestion, your advice is the right thing, he will go with it. So there have been serious lobby since Donald Trump came in. So people who got frustrated in the previous administration and gave up on this issue of trying to ask U.S. government to intervene, when Donald Trump came in, they dusted all their reports, everything, and started lobbying vigorously, went through the Senate, went through the House of Rep, went through the presidency or whatever. So eventually, these whole facts and figures got to Donald Trump's got to his table. And he got his attention. So, and that is why he's acting right now, because you can see the passion in him, you can see the enthusiasm in him, you can feel the seriousness, you can feel the rage in his voice. That's to tell you how much evidence, how much proof he has seen that made him to act in such a way. And that is why he's taking it very, very seriously. So this issue of U.S. is coming to take our gold, it's coming to take our diamond, it's coming to take our oil, it's coming to take our whatever, that is their aim. Donald Trump, yes, he's the U.S. president. He stands out from every other past U.S. president. He stands out from the traditional U.S. way of doing things, or U.S. policy of interest, give and take. You have to get something. You have to give me something before I can help you. That is not Donald Trump. Donald Trump is like a Father Christmas. He's like as a private man before he became president. People have spoken so much about how compassionate Trump is. The human side of him, how compassionate, how merciful. how caring, how helpful he has been to even common man on the street, even people working for him, laborers, how he cares for them. He interacts directly with them. There is one lady who works at a Trump, one of the hotels or whatever. She was just a swimming pool attendant. She said usually monthly, Donald Trump visits the hotel. And anytime he visited the hotel, he always usually goes around meeting the common cleaners, common people and whatever. And he always comes to the pool to meet with the attendants here, including this particular attendant, to ask them, is there any way he can be of help? What's going on? How do you feel? Are you being treated well? Even on job sites, because he's a construction man, even on job sites, you see Donald Trump having interaction with foremen, laborers on ground. He likes discussing, he likes feeling the pulse of the common man on the street. Yet, this establishment people keep pushing narrative, pushing the narrative of an evil image against him. So honestly, I see something something wonderful that will be done concerning this terrorism offense. So I am with you 100% for Trump to intervene. Look, truth is that I even prefer this issue of he giving Nigeria an ultimatum. You better do it, or I will intervene. Honestly, I don't even want that ultimatum. It's not good, because if you leave it in the hands of the Nigerian government, they will not do it, Barrister. They will not, because they are the ones doing this. They can only do it on a superficial. I think probably they will just do it give some cosmetic whatever, and make it it will be an artificial calm. We will eventually feel that artificial calm, probably waiting for Trump to leave after his term, and you see another thing or whatever. So the issue is yes.
I was so discouraged. I felt really bad when a very well-known pastor in Nigeria, for instance.
We'll come to that. It's part of
I just wanted to add to what you are saying.
Yeah, we'll talk, because I said that pastor you're talking about, I think that's one of our topics, sort of. So we'll come to that. Now, the problem is, let's even assume the US wants to come and take our oil and take our gold and take everything that we have or whatever. So what? Who gives a damn about that? Barrister, are you benefiting? You are not. Are the common men on the streets? Are the average men on the streets? Are the average Nigerian citizens benefiting from any of this wealth? No. This so-called wealth that everybody, you see, even people fighting tooth and nail, they are coming to take this, they are coming to take that. This same wealth is the wealth that only the 1%, the minority 1%, the top 1% are the ones that have been enjoying it from the inception of the country. So what difference does it make? Whether the wealth is in the hands of these criminals in our government that have been governing us since the inception of this country, or in the hands of the US, who cares? Who cares? Either way it goes, we are still who we are. We are not benefiting anything. So let them go to hell. Even if the US have interest, they want to come take something there, let them go ahead, as long as we have peace. As long as there is security. I don't care. Barrister.
Like I said, first of all, people are making very uninformed comments. And when you hear it from some people who should know, who should have knowledge, just like you pointed out, Donald Trump did not just wake up and do the CPC. In his first term, he did it. It was Joe Biden that came and removed Nigeria. And the problem did not go away. The problem only increased. So it is not just him waking up and doing it. There is a pattern to it. There is a time. There is a data that has been going on for some time, with which he has used. And when people talk about Iraq, talk about Libya, talk about Afghanistan, and then put America as the devil. They forget to mention Bosnia and Kosovo, where America brought peace to the Muslims who were under genocide.
God bless
what
you.
What did America get here?
Nothing.
Why are they forgetting the success story of America protecting Muslims?
Yeah.
Today, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, they're all under protection of America.
Yes.
They are Muslim countries. Without America today, believe me, Iran will overall these three countries.
Yeah.
They're under their whole defense architecture is by the US. So let people have a balanced view. Let them not cite the cases of Afghanistan, Iraq, Libya, and stop there. Let them also mention the good things that the US have done. Is it not the US now under Trump that is trying to bring peace in Palestine, between Israel and Palestine?
He has brought peace. He has made peace with 8 different countries.
With different, yes. There's no other country with the capacity to bring peace to Palestine, apart from the US.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump is doing that. So when they shout, America is evil, America wants only their interest, they should also remember where America has done good for Muslims without benefit.
That is it.
Without taking benefit. And in Nigeria's case, particularly, over time, it was Donald Trump that approved there was a ban on sale of American weapons to Nigeria. It was Donald Trump during his first term.
Yeah, Obama did that. He was the one who banned it. Useless man.
Lifted the ban and approved supplies of arms and ammunition to Nigeria. The Super Tucano aircraft, 12 of them, were approved during Donald Trump's first term in office. So they have partnered with Nigeria. They know why the fight is still going on, because they know that the government lacks the will to do what is necessary. Because they have been providing information. I give you an example. During the Chibok girls kidnap, American teams were on the ground to rescue the Chibok girls. Now they discussed with the Nigerian counterparts that they knew the location where the girls was. The discussion was that they are going to gas the whole place for some minutes, and then they will enter there and take out the terrorists and they rescue the girls. Now, by the time they got there, they saw the Boko Haram terrorists with gas masks, all of them with gas masks.
Wow.
So that indicated to them that our own people that they confided in had leaked the information to those people. So they know that there's corroboration at the highest levels of government and military cycles in Nigeria that is perpetuating these killings, this insurgency. So there's nothing that the U.S. intelligence does not know about. In fact, they know more than us.
They know more than us. Of course.
They know more than us. In our government.
Yeah.
What is happening in our politics, and what is happening in our security architecture.
Yeah.
So all this nonsense people talk about sovereignty and this thing, when you cannot secure your own sovereignty by yourself, we should be humble enough to accept
help. That is it.
From outside, instead of condemning, insulting, and making all manner of comments.
Yeah.
These people are there. Even the Muslim people say, no, they are not true Muslims. They are killing Muslims and Christians. So if somebody offered to come and take them out, what issue do you have with?
You have. That is the point.
Except there is something we do not know.
Yeah.